Officer James Wells. Shortly after the shots fired call came out, Officer Llewellyn had came over the radio and said I needed everybody here immediately. And just by the tone in his voice, we knew it was serious. And, he said it was a possible bomb situation and that Sergeant Miller was aware. At the time, I was sitting right next to Officer Toppin, so we got over there as quick as we could. Not knowing that the RV was the vehicle in question at the time, we actually pulled right in front of it. This is right across the street. We pulled up, and then when we heard the announcement, Toppin was like, "Is that the vehicle in question?" And Llewellyn said yes. We immediately hopped in our cars and backed out, and then so we started setting up the perimeter to start shutting down Commerce and Broadway to make sure nobody could come in or out. And then Llewellyn called for more people to come help evacuate the building, which I did. At that point is when I heard, you have 14 minutes to evacuate the area. And at that point is when I started to prepare my mind for secondary things to happen. I actually told everybody when we come out to make sure we look at the high ground and the parking garages just in case, as I felt like maybe an active shooter might have followed that, just because it felt, at that moment, it felt real and it felt like there was going to be some secondary activity. So every time we came out of the building, we made sure that we were looking around and checking high areas, just making sure nobody was peeking around and looking at us. So we continue to go door to door, trying to get codes from dispatch to get in. We get down to Second and Commerce, and that's when we hear the 3 minutes as we coming out of the building. And at that point, I told them I was going to go back to my car and get my heavy plates, just mentally getting prepared for whatever was about to happen. And as I'm putting my heavy plates on, Llewellyn tells me that Sergeant Miller told me to pull my car back because I was actually in the intersection at first. So then I pulled my car back in between the buildings, and which is the parking garage, and then Second and Commerce to get out of the blast radius. And at that point, I get out, and I'm starting to go back toward Llewellyn and Hosey. And as I'm getting ready to walk toward them, walking back toward the RV, and this might not be politically correct, but this is my truth. And I literally hear God tell me to turn around and go check on Topping, who was by herself down on Broadway. And as I turn around, for me, it felt like I only took 3 steps, and then the music stopped. And as I'm walking back toward Topping now, I just see orange, and then I hear a loud boom. And as I'm stumbling, because it rocked me that hard, I started stumbling. I just tell myself to stay on your feet, stay alive. And I just take out in a full-out sprint, and I'm running toward Topping to make sure she's okay. And we kind of meet in the middle, and we just grab each other, check each other, and I'm yelling at her to get her gun out because, like I said, I felt like there was going to be it just had a feeling that, it's just weird. It just felt like something out of a movie. And so we're checking on each other, and she's asking me, she's telling me that they're trying to raise me on the radio. I couldn't hear, so I just lost temporary hearing in my left ear. So as she yelling, I'm saying what, and a couple of explicitives, telling I couldn't hear. And they get me to the paramedics. I call my wife immediately to let her know, just before anything got out, to let her know that I was okay. And while I was in the ambulance, they were trying to get me to go to the hospital, and I just didn't want to be by myself at that moment, didn't want to leave them. And then I heard that there were 3 people that were injured, so I told the paramedics to take care of them. And I was like, per policy, I got 10 days to get checked out. So it's like, y'all go check on them, go check on the civilians. And then I immediately went to go find Topping, just kept asking where Topping was, and we found her, and that was my part in it.